I shall not remove. I shall not remove. I shall not remove. I shall not remove. I shall not a tree planted by the water. I shall not remove. I don't care what they say or do. I know that I shall not remove, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not remove. No, I can't be removed. No, no, no. 'Cause I'm gotta hold on firm as a rock. Yeah. Oh no. Ah, oh. I shall not remove. I shall not remove. Just like a tree blooded by the water. I shall not remove. I shall not remove. I shall not remove. I shall not remove. I shall not remove.
Yes, Antigua and Barbados, we're back again with another episode of Who's on the Go Mike podcast. We have a very interesting episode this week. A lot of things that we need to clear the air and notify the public on our positions, on our stands, areas that we believe that you don't get on the main media. So we're gonna get to some issues that you really don't hear on the main medias in Antigua and Barbuda. We believe that your home should be with us.
Absolutely.
It is the 29th of April, 2022 in the year of our Lord. Neddy, let the people know that you're alive. It's been another week.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, glad to be with you again here today. And as my host just told you, we have lots of issues to touch today to inform you of what's really going on here in Antigua. It's pathetic, my friends. And you just stay tuned, keep listening, and you will see exactly what we're talking about, what is so pathetic, and how this country is being run. So stay tuned.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I sued the Prime Minister in 2019. And it was a matter where he made certain statements that were defamatory to me and even defamatory to my deceased father, Vere Jr.
Family.
Situation that people cannot sue because you can't be defamed because you're already dead.
That's right.
But the amazing thing is that, well, I am certain no comrade of Gaston Browne or the other set of dunces in the Antigua Labour Party, but my father died a comrade. To the last breath, he was still supporting that bit of nonsense called the Antigua Labour Party, ABLP or whatever. Although he did tell several people to support me
That's
in
right.
true labor. But fair enough, he never left the party before he died. He get his the red flag when he died and all that stuff. They put the red flag on him and they sing the song over his grave and all that
All the
nonsense.
goodies,
I
yeah.
wasn't a part of that though. But I sued the Prime Minister in 2019 because he made some defamatory statements to me and even roped my father, Vere Jr., into these statements. The matter has gone on for the last, what is it,
A couple
24
of
years now?
Yeah,
It's
few
about
years.
4 years. We had COVID. The matter slowed down because of that, and it's been one set of situation to get the matter heard. The matter was heard on the 1st of March by Justice Nicola Bayer, and she gave ruling this Thursday. And unfortunately, it was not in my favor. I lost the case. Apparently, the court is of the opinion that I could be called bird poop and that I could be called crooked. But thankfully, in our system, there's still the right to appeal.
Yes.
And we will be appealing that judgment. We have, I think it's 42 days you have to put in your appeal. And before the 42 days, just to be on the safe side, there will be an appeal filed, notice of appeal, with the necessary legal arguments, with the grace of God, to bring home the victory in the Court of Appeal on my side. Now, Neddy, one of the most vexing things that I found with this person that they call the Prime Minister, this top dog, is that my father, as I said, died a Labour supporter.
That's right.
And you see the ability of this man to throw anybody onto the bus when it is convenient for him.
That's true.
And one of the things that I really, really found offensive in my defamation case is when they're referring to my father, a dead man, as doing something wrong. Dead people tell no tales.
That's true.
Vere
Same
Jr.,
thing.
the matter concerns another dead person, Rupert Sterling, dead. And the matter concerns another person that is deceased, Lionel Stevens. Dead men tell no tales. So it's really between me and he
And the
as to
top
what
dog.
happened.
That's right.
But the fact that you can go and mention dead people to save your sorry ass in a court of law speaks a lot about the Prime Minister. One of the things that I dislike about the Prime Minister in this matter in particular is that he says these manner of things about my father who is dead. But at the man's funeral, the man got up out of his seat, got up and spoke about my father in glowing statements. What a great comrade, a great human, fight for the poor, this and that, the gentleman. The man was such a great hero, stalwart of the Labour Party, and you know.
Just
And then you realize when it is convenient.
convenient is the word.
Why didn't you come up and understand at the Ebenezer Methodist Church? When my father was buried, his service was sometime in April of 2013, and tell the people of Antigua about what type of man he really was. But they get up there in your bald-headed ass and go tell the people all them lies about the man. If you know he wasn't like that,
Why
call a
did you?
spade a spade.
Yep.
But it's this fraudulent, stupid, two-faced, conniving, backstabbing behavior. Why? I always tell you, Nedwell, it's not the politics alone that I dislike about the Antigua Labour Party. It's to socialize
Certain-
with the type of
certain
people.
individuals.
They're
yeah.
so low and
Mhm.
dirty
Certain
and
individuals.
two-faced and backstabbing.
Very much
I
so.
could never,
Mhm.
ever be associated with that filth that is called the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party. Ready? So I like the people of Antigua and Barbuda to know that
Ready?
I am a lawyer and I have won cases that I thought I was going to lose and lost cases that I thought I was going to win.
Correct.
On the Thursday when we heard the judgment, you were disappointed. I mean, we're human beings, even though we're trial lawyers and so on, you know where you stand in the matter, know what you did and what you didn't do. And to
Absolutely.
hear that a court of law hearing the evidence ruling against you. It's
Ooh.
disappointing. But I will say this, that weeping may endureth through the night,
Mm-hmm.
but joy shall cometh in the morning. You understand?
Different story.
A different story, with the grace of God, will come out
Yeah.
after this appeal is heard,
Mm-hmm.
and they make a decision on it.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this situation that I mentioned about what? Before I went away, we mentioned an issue about my grandfather and having sons that were lawyer and even a grandson lawyer, that we had to protect ourselves.
That's right.
If we were not lawyers in Antigua,
We
I do
couldn't
not
get
think
proper
we could
representation.
be living in our own country.
That's true.
The people, the family, the forefront who brought this country to independence, we had to protect ourselves by becoming lawyers just to live in this society.
That's true.
For the most part, with Lester
Mhm.
Bird's
Mhm.
children and Vere Bird's children,
Mm-hmm.
the only two of their children that live in Antigua, the two lawyers. Vere Bird the third is a lawyer, so he can live in Antigua. He knows how to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca Bird, Lester Bird's daughter, is a lawyer, so she lives in Antigua.
She
But
can
all
live
the
on
other
the
birds
show.
don't live here. All the other siblings don't
Because they
live
know
here.
what happened, what's
We
going on.
are
yeah.
only here because we know what to do when somebody defames us.
Mhm.
We know what to do when, in 2013, the police officer beat me off for the sidewalk in St.
Can you
John's
imagine?
because I
Because you
am
picketing.
picketing my constitutional right.
Oh, what is this?
Right to assemble and to picket peacefully. I have beaten and slapped and thrown in a cell for 30 hours. But because I know the law, I went to court and won $163,000. But I like my supporters, the well-wishers, the colleagues, the legal colleagues of mine that call to show concern because they know what type of person I am. That even in that matter that we won,
Mhm.
Neddy, the first instance that we put in the lawsuit, it was thrown out by Master Cottle because it was on a fixed date form. I don't want to get into technical with the
Mhm.
public, but it was on a different form that he felt the thrust of our argument was really a common claim form.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying that to say, you heard us won that victory, but it started off with a failure,
That's right.
and it was actually thrown out of court and dismissed.
That's right. And
Right?
then we came back
Just
with
like the court dismissed my
this one.
defamation claim,
Mm-hmm.
that matter where I won was dismissed also.
Mm-hmm.
So with the grace of God, we will
It will
and
be
come
the
again
same- the
in the
same
appeal.
result, same
We'll
result.
and come again. As the Antiguan people love to say, wet your hand and wait for me.
Oh, yes.
It's not
Oh,
the
yes.
Guyanese, it's not the Dominicanos or the Jamaicans. That is
Antiguans.
our expression.
Wet your
hand
hand
and
and
wait on me. I'll be coming again, God willing. Yes, Neddy. So I don't want to go any further into that, but
I
hey,
want to
Gaston
touch it.
Browne have some mention in his ballad, his backside.
I want to
What
touch it
you
a little
talk
bit,
about
though.
now?
I want to touch it a little
Hey, Gassy, if you want to call in, you don't have to hide behind a Facebook comment.
Not at all.
The number is
Just come.
462-0383. Please give us a call. You can call in. Woo! So we can celebrate your victory, Gassy. Come, man. Come, let's celebrate your victory, man.
Yeah.
Give me a call.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. Those decisions there, so really, I don't know how they make their decisions there,
Mhm.
but it's not practical.
Yeah.
Believe me. A man says something about you that he cannot even validate, and if that's not defamation, that's nothing else. I don't understand what's going on without. Well, I have been through this legal system for years. I came back here in 1981 where?
Yeah.
1981, so you know how many years that. And I've fought
many
many
moons.
moons. And
Many
I've
moons ago.
fought the system, indeed doing the things that they want to do.
UPP, every damn thing.
I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you. I got judgment in the court, and next thing you know, they were able to appeal after the time they were allowed to appeal.
Mhm.
So I know what this our judicial system. I know how they operate there. And welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later, you function in it. You may not see it exactly the way I see it because I'm seeing it from the outside, but you're in there, and it's horrible. It's really horrible. You know, people. You have ones that lean on one side for whatever particular reason, and not really looking at the facts of the matter.
Mhm.
You understand? And in this case, I believe that is what happened. The fact of the matter is that he defamed you. And he cannot validate, there is no validity in what he said. So then, I don't know how she came up with that, Vere, but as you said,
You
going to
think,
appeal.
as I said, with your hand on weight and that
That's
one.
right.
But one
And
thing
then-
I'd like the people of Antigua and Barbuda to realize, our court system comes out of slavery. Slavery could not have existed for 300 or more years in the Caribbean, in the West Indies, without the support of the courts.
That's true.
You understand? It is, to me, historically based as a institution of oppression for black people.
That's true.
And I will give you an example. In 1736, a man by the name of Prince Class or King Court, or whatever you want to call it, what me even know what you call it. We don't know. That is lost to us.
What they want us to see.
A man by that we historically know as King Court, Prince
Prince
Class,
Class.
started a revolution here in Antigua and Barbuda that failed. They had a trial of, I believe, 88 slaves who revolted. It was a closed session. It was not open to the public. They held a closed session. The slaves that revolted were some of the most talented slaves in Antigua. It wasn't the wishy-washy people out and just cutting cane.
No, man.
It was
that-
the wheelwrights,
skill.
the ones that could build boats, the
That
ones that
skill.
could bend steel,
Lots
the
of
ones
skills.
could make all kind of items. The ones who had the skills were the ones that moved forward to start a revolution. They were tried over a period of time in a court of law. They were found guilty in a court of law. Some of them were burnt. Some of them were shipped off to other islands so they can
Another
disorient them
master.
so they wouldn't have any basis
Yes.
to revolt. They wouldn't know
That's
their
right.
situation.
Their comrades
They-
will not
they-
be the same.
historically, what we know of King Court and his second in command, Hercules. Hercules was bent over a wheel in the marketplace, not where we know it today, in another marketplace. He was bent over, they had a wheel, and they bent his back over like to break his back and tied his hand behind his head. And they took an iron bar and beat him constantly in his chest until death. Hercules, from the accounts that we have, the recorded from the court's account, because it was punishment that was meted out by the courts to the blacks in Antigua. He never cried. He never cried. He took his punishment and he died. When it came to court now, they gave him the same punishment to be broken on the wheel. He broke down in tears. After a certain amount of beating, it's recorded that he asked them to release him so that he could sign the papers, and he acknowledged that he was the leader of the uprising. He wanted that to be known in the historical records, that he was the leader of the uprising before he died. They let him off the wheel, bloodied and broken to some extent. He
He was able
signed,
to scratch and
scratched to his name to own up to it, and they sent him back on the wheel, beat him to
finish
death,
him there.
cut his neck off, and placed it on a spear in the marketplace, to be known to all black people, all slaves, that this is the law that is meted out to you.
That's right.
Right? A couple of them up there in Otters Pass, what they call Otters Pass, which I believe really now is what we call Radio Range
Radio
Pass, the
Range,
football
yeah.
thing. Several of the slaves were burnt alive up there as a lesson. The court, this is the system of
Yeah,
law,
to teach
to
others
let you know what you're going to get meted out to you if you
behave
uprise again.
the same
And we
way.
mentioned it just a month and a half ago, that is 1736, probably over 300 years ago. But let me recall to the Antigua and Barbuda people 2020, where there was a pandemic called COVID-19 spreading throughout the Caribbean and the world. And the law of the land that the legislature passed was that everyone is supposed to stay indoors. You are not supposed to breach the COVID protocols.
That's right.
Whatever the times, I can't remember because they changed them so much over so much period of time. You're supposed to stay indoors and you're not supposed to come out, and only a certain period of time you could
That's
come out to
true.
get food and water and
That's right.
stretch your legs or whatever.
The essentials.
You were told that was the law, and anybody that steps out of those, outside of the emergency workers, those who had the special passes,
right.
the police, the fireman, the
Yeah,
doctors, the nurses,
nurses and
the
stuff like that.
leaders of the country,
Uh-huh.
you will be punished. Sometime during the lockdown, Mega Men had a funeral.
I remember that.
Somewhere during
I
the
know that's
lockdown,
where
they
you were
had a
going.
service up at the Roman Catholic Church
Yeah.
opposite the hospital. And during this time, they had planes coming of funeral goers, people who bereaved members of the family coming in from Syria. Now everything's supposed to be on lockdown now. The country is supposed to open up for now. And nobody going in and nobody going out. Flights came in from Syria,
Yeah.
packed with people, with mourners to this
Mhm.
funeral. They held a service up at the Roman Catholic. I can't remember the name of the church.
Mm-hmm.
They had a funeral. The same Prime Minister, Gaston Browne, attended the funeral without a mask,
Mm-hmm.
smiling and grinning up in Mega Man's face.
That's right.
While he's telling you black people,
I still have it on my phone.
you must not go out
Mm-hmm.
to prevent the spread of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
He was right there at the Roman Catholic Church, smiling and grinning up in Mega Man's faces while they buried their dead.
Well,
Now you tell me, what is the difference between what King Court or Prince Class experienced in 1736
that's right.
and what we as Antiguan and Barbarians experience in 2020? The law said this and it was broken.
Hmm.
The law in the day was like black people, you all are slaves, and those who aren't black, you are white. You are not slave.
So,
2020, the law was
different laws.
passed for all of us,
Mm-hmm.
but the Mega Men were allowed to bury their dead.
Does not
There were
apply.
many black people who had family members that passed away during this time.
That could not even attend the funeral.
And one of my biggest supporters, Eddie Mello, he passed away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I remember him.
A popular man like Eddie Mello, Eddie married into everything and
you mean?
a butterfly in society. How much 100, if not thousands of people would have gone to Eddie Mello's funeral. I was supposed to be there.
That's right.
I was supposed to because he was a
That's right,
supporter of
but because
mine.
of the situation.
But because of the situation, we
Could
obeyed
not.
the law.
That's right.
So it appears in Antigua the law is for some,
Does not apply to
but
the
not to all.
Syrians and the stuff like that. The Mega Men's and them does not apply.
But even him, the elites, Mr.
Yeah.
Brown was right there at the funeral.
yeah, without a
You've
mask.
heard about the Prime Minister of England, the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who had these COVID parties, and they were drinking and they were eating their pizzas, and while the rest of the
Can
country
you
was on
imagine?
lockdown,
And they there.
and he paid a heavy price, and that was one of the main reasons why he lost his prime ministership.
That's right.
In Antigua and Barbuda,
Nah, it doesn't
we
matter.
forgot about that. That
No, it
is all
doesn't
right.
matter, it doesn't
I
matter.
remember this, and I always remember it's not because of Gaston or anybody's. I remember the Jamaican priest who decided that he was going to break the curfew or the lockdown and go and hold mass
And he
and her
was
service. And you saw them on Facebook, and you saw them, the police vigilant,
put him
and
in.
wiping out, taking out all the congregation and
That's
taking
right.
him down to the police
Put
station.
him in.
You saw it.
Yeah.
What I
on my
remember
phone self.
was the man was found guilty. He was remanded up at 7035 the prison, and then he had to come down a day or two later and had to pay a fine. If I'm not mistaken, it was $5,000 this gentleman had to pay. So I say all that to tell you that I am here in Antigua because I know the law. And it's not that I love the law so much. I am a musician at heart. But in order for me, the grandson, the namesake of V.C. Bird, to stay in Antigua, I had to go get versed in the law to live in the country of my birth. Because there are people who call themselves comrades, there are people who call themselves friends, and they are out to attack me.
Oh yeah, man. Big time. Big
You
time.
understand? And the only way that we can defend ourselves is not to go to your lawyer all the time. You defend yourself, you're sitting on your right to claim.
By knowing the law.
Nelly,
By knowing
I
the law.
heard that decision on Thursday.
Mhm.
And you're disgruntled and you just wonder how, where, why, whatever.
How
right?
can that be?
And you did so many cases in defamation, me
That's
personally.
right.
I've represented Gaston Browne, Lester Bird, Patricia Bird, Dean Jonas, Max Fernandez,
Mhm.
George Mirage, oh, who else? Can't remember off the top of my head right now.
And others.
And others.
And others.
Too numerous to mention in defamation case. I would say that I'm seasoned in the law. So you have an idea where this matter should have been going. But it didn't go my way. No problem. That is not the end of the story.
As I said, Vere, welcome to the club. They don't play, man. When they want to lean on the side, they lean on that side, and nothing stops them from leaning on that side. Man.
Yeah.
You know, and they will see it plain in front of them, the facts, the true facts of the matter, and then ignore some, and just to lean on the side they want to lean on. And that's exactly what happens there. I cannot see that someone cannot substantiate what they say, and it's not termed as being a defamation of another man's character. So I don't know. Let's just watch and see how this thing plays out.
That's the bottom line. As I said, we're
Just
trying to
like
wait.
I'm watching my stuff, I just want to see what they. I go to America, work for my money, bring it back here, and can't touch it. You understand? And then they locked me up and said that they were going to extradite me. And then when we went into court, now the judge said, well, the most fatal part of this proceeding is that there was no requisition for you to send this man anywhere. Where are you going to send him? This is how crazy this thing gets. Yes, man. You think they're easy?
Neddy, you didn't even tell me that part.
I didn't even let you know. This one was just to wake you up.
The trauma is now, you just released that. So
yes, this one is just
say,
now you understanding what's going on there. That one is, the judge said, wait, where you going to send him? There is no requisition here to him to go anywhere. So where you lock up this man? What is this? Yeah? You think that bunch is a good bunch? You watch and see.
Lord, so they want to get rid of you, but they don't know if to send
They
you.
don't know where to send me. And the judge will tell, look, there's no way to send this man, because nobody asking for him. So if we will send him.
Hey, Neddy, you're in a bad situation, man.
Look, you think those guys easy?
Me say me I'm bad, but you don't want to send you out to your own country, birth.
Yeah.
But nobody wants you.
Nobody want me. They can't decide where they're going to send me now. Because nobody want me.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so
Neddy.
you, welcome.
Neddy, let's move on
Yes.
from my matter, right?
Yes,
I'd like to say to the people of St. John's Rural South, right? We did promise you a counter-offensive
Yes.
at some point in time this year. We're working towards that, despite my own personal legal
Ordeals,
matters.
yes.
And in this constituency, St. John's Rural South, one of the things that disturbed me when we campaigned, Nedwell, is in Otters, Lower Otters. When we were campaigning, we saw the children at play on those narrow streets.
That's right.
And you saw the kids kicking a ball. I don't remember. I think it was, Lord, what was this one? It's after they have Rose, Bird,
Right.
and then I can't remember the one. I think it's something with an M after that and one of them after that. And Tinder Road from the western side come up.
Right.
You remember when we were on one of those roads how we saw the kids kicking the ball and they kicking the ball in the gutter?
That's right.
But they had nowhere else to play. In the whole St. John's
Community.
Rural South, there are no
Community.
playgrounds
Yes,
for the
that's
children.
right. In
You
the
have
road.
the community center, or health center up at Golden Grove,
Right.
but there's nothing there, a structure that can work from it. We said we wouldn't even expose that one.
Right.
But in Lower Otters, there's absolutely
Nothing. Nothing.
Somebody told me, remember we were campaigning on All Saints Road, right in the front of, after you go down Bird Road, some guy told us that there was actually some playground close to ZDK back in the day.
Yes.
He said
Yes.
something
said
like that. He was an old timer and that lived
Yeah,
all
he
his
said
life
that.
in there.
Yeah.
The children have nowhere to play.
Mm-hmm.
The children have no green acreage in the constituency. The only thing you can say is go and play on Golden Grove playing field,
Right.
right? And in that on that playing field there is the drug dealers, the dilapidated structure that was
Community
never
center
used.
That was supposed to be.
The children are having sex in one of the little rooms
The
or
same
several rooms.
dilapidated.
There's feces all around the place. There are drug vials on the ground.
That's right.
And we have a representative in that constituency, Darrell Matthew,
So-called representative.
who has been elected since 2018,
That's right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is sufficient time for him to address the issue,
No,
even if not fixing it, but tell us what is the plan.
That's right.
I'm not saying, is he still the Minister of Sports? I think he is, along with education
Yeah,
or something to go for the
yeah,
bow tie man.
Mhm.
So you have that consistency without any means but for the dilapidated structure on Golden Grove playing field. But you have as your representative the Minister of
Sports and something else.
and education. I think it go for
Education.
education
Yeah.
for bow tie man.
Yeah, yeah.
But he has a large, so his portfolio is growing.
Mhm.
But in regards to what he's provided for the people of St. John's,
That's right.
North South,
Nothing.
Matthew,
It's decreasing.
I don't like to talk
And
behind
decreasing,
people's back,
really.
but I believe that you're one of Gaston's men.
Mhm.
I believe that you are an opportunist, and you're a damn fraud.
Well.
Because you really are UPP.
Mhm.
And no matter how much you try to put on your red shirt, your red shoe, your red jacket, your red tie,
Whatever.
you are not a laborite.
Mhm.
You never were
Never.
and never
be.
will be. You're like somebody who get second-hand clothes or somebody give them, you go to some charity and they put on some clothes on you.
Nah.
You cover your body, but you know in a fit right case, it wasn't really tailored for your,
Yeah,
your measurement.
It's not your, yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
yours.
yours.
Once
Yeah,
in a blue moon, you might get something that fits you right.
something.
But
Once
overall,
in a blue moon.
Darren Matthew and Dean Jonas and Melvin Nicholas and who else? All and 3/4 of the whole team.
Yep. They're not in
Chet
there.
Green and so on. When then they put on a red shirt and so on and red hat, they look so uncomfortable.
They
that
feel uncomfortable, I
It
believe.
doesn't look right.
No.
And
for
I'm
real.
just saying, you can put on all the red you want, buddy. You mark your face. You are UPP, born UPP, and you get dead UPP.
That's
The
right.
only thing is that the comrades eat at the trough of foolishness.
That's right.
And anything that the leadership says,
They run
they're
with
going
it.
to run with it.
They just run with that way.
I saw
Yeah.
one of I said my supporters, and she was one of them that was with the Lone Wolf in 2012, and one of them that was even there, I think, when I got arrested by the police. And after Lone Wolf broke up, because me the only man left standing, me and Ruben and one or two others.
Okay.
Everybody, they paid them off, they rushed back to Labour Party.
See?
I saw the individual this week for the first time in about 5 years, looking so tired, worn, and tell me, boy, didn't remember Ari when Ari up at Queen Elizabeth Highway went down and Baldwin
Yeah, I understand.
in the Prime Minister's office. And the rain come down on Ari and the heat of burn Ari
And we're
came.
just there.
And we kept doing it day after
We're
day.
just there. That's
I
right.
tell her, yes, I remember you. And you know what I remember? I remember that we picked it so hard that day and it was raining and then the sun would come so you throw out your clothes.
That's right.
I
You
remember
just-
I remember after that a couple of weeks that my pants had dry rot.
Can you
Because
imagine?
it kept going from wet to dry and it just rotten out. So at some point on the protest, the pushing my hand, the pocket just boom right through. I'm kind of so far out my pocket, right? The pants start high, you know. And young people had them, the front of them pants rip up and so on.
Yeah.
Me just try to put on my jeans, blue jeans, but look like I'm a sagger boy. Like
You
my-
just tear up one time.
Like
Just-
my 18 years old.
Can you
the
imagine?
pants front rip out,
Just rip
rip out.
apart.
I said, I know. You don't have to tell me.
I know all that.
You were there with me.
I know all that you did. All
Yeah.
that you all did.
And you see
look at
so
what
many die-hard Labour
That's right.
supporters
And look at it.
suffering today. The woman tell me where she getting a job. You getting a job up here now, but they never remember how we boy. I said, yeah, I remember you, but
They
they're
don't.
all
They don't.
solely our souls
Yeah.
and your principles to the filth that is the ABLP. So what do you expect now?
Yeah.
I remember you, but that's all I'm going to say. I can't do nothing
Yeah,
for you.
you've been
You didn't
remembered.
put me in a position to do anything for you.
That's right.
You know, you
That's
felt
right.
comfortable with your comrades. So don't worry. What I have to say, people, and you know a lot of you out there are just like that. What I will say to you, don't worry. When you die, the Labour Party will sing the red flag on your grave.
That's right. They certainly will.
You may not have a job or comfortable
Not there, but when you
living
die.
circumstances. Your children may not get educated. You are in a financial
Yeah.
strait.
We only recognize you when you're dead.
Feel comfortable knowing that Chet Green, Darrell Matthew, Melfred Nicholas, Dean Jonas, all these diehard UBB will be singing the red flag
You know,
on your grave.
That's right. You better believe that. But you know, it's really crazy, you know, because
Crazy?
these guys here
Madhouse.
are working against their conscience because they know what ALP was previously,
Mhm.
and then that's why they went into another party. That's why they didn't want to be a part of ALP. But for some particular reason, they jump at some kind of opportunity. All of them jump. They realize, well, look, ALP seems as if there's easy money in there or something. There's some damn thing that they saw, and all of them just shift over to ALP. And now they're behaving like more labor than anything else. Yeah, it's just so sickening. Let me tell you, it's a sickening scenario. But what can we do? The people is the people who has the tool to change this whole situation where
Yeah.
the people need to do something to get rid of this ignorance from around us, because it's all ignorance. Look at what we are going through now. We are just going through some hardship that unnecessarily. Look at this. We have a situation that ALP is operating with monies that you people are operating with, along with the CIP money.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You people didn't have no CIP money, you know.
No.
ALP got a bunch of money for the CIP.
The UPP started
They started. I think they
but-
had one person. I
Yeah,
think
they had a couple, but the Prime Minister right now said he was going to market it aggressively when he gets into office. So said, so done. In addition to that, though, I would say the UPP had the income tax and they
Yeah.
had the sales tax.
That's right.
And
That is still in effect.
both of them mash up the place.
Yeah.
They did not account.
But
Mhm.
they got extra money. You
No,
understand?
no,
The
no, they
CIP
had that
money is a
anti-
bunch.
CIV money, they had the $50-something million for the Ukrainian president
Yeah,
that they
I'm
took
telling
the
you,
whole amount
some
of money
real,
one year.
yeah, some serious money,
Some
man.
serious money went to Antigua and Barbuda that cannot be accounted for.
Can be
And
accounted
that
for.
is the sad circumstance that we're facing here in
Yeah,
Antigua and Barbuda.
extremely. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, what they plan to do, but it's really sad because with all that money passing through,
Yeah.
and you couldn't put Antigua on a good foot in. I don't know how when some like a measly money now is going to do it, but we'll watch and see, brother. We'll just watch and see.
We'll
what
watch
it
and
will
see.
do.
Another issue we
Yeah.
wanted to talk about really is the way they are dealing with these
African?
wealthy Africans that came in on the
Yeah.
1st of November and after subsequently. Now, we hear this week that the government stated to the Kittitian authorities that after the boat sank, the Kittitians who had the only safeguard boat that could go and rescue the people did us a favor by rescuing these people
That's
because it was an
right.
Antiguan boat, really, and the Antiguans, captain and so were saved and so on, who
That's right.
piloted the boat. Now, after about 2 weeks now, the Africans have been detained in St. Kitts. Antigua agreed to take them back and tell them, you keep that. We don't want that anymore.
Uh-huh.
The government was saying how these people are our long lost African brothers.
Yes.
And that we have
Remember?
established connections with Mother Africa after 300 years being in diaspora. And now there's a connection with your
I've
African
seen it.
cousins.
Still on my phone.
And blah, blah, blue, blue, so
Uh-huh.
on and so forth.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you don't want to see
You
them.
know, on them. What
No.
really is the immigration policy of this country? Because I, for one, was always for sending them back to Nigeria
Of
where they took the
course, where they
flight.
came from.
If they want and they feel that they're being murdered in Cameroon or wheresoever,
Ask for-
apply for your refugee status
In Nigeria.
where you return, when you return
That
to
was the
Africa.
first safe port of
The government said, no, we can't do that. We can't do that to these people. These people are our African
That's right, they're
cousins. And
brothers,
we
and,
need to ingratiate ourselves. Melvin, they even had a nerve to tell Antiguan people to take them people in their house.
Yeah.
You don't, much less Antiguans, you don't even know where the man they come from the Congo. What they can and what they couldn't do to you. Take them into your house. How much Melford Nicholas, Max Fernandez, Gaston Browne, Dinos took in?
Exactly. How much they have?
Not one. Because nobody, if they had done it, they would have advertised it.
Of course,
Trust me.
of course, of
Them
course.
man would come out big and boast.
Mhm.
So they're telling us to do something that they didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And some of the people are working, and some of the people are hairdressers, and some of them are playing football with the locals.
Can you imagine?
How freaking sweet.
Football.
Yeah.
Kicking some.
Kicking a ball that 99.9% of the world does.
That make us a part of it.
Yeah.
make them
Like
part
that's
of it.
so unique.
It's special.
You know?
It's
So
special.
All of that went down, and now we're hearing now
They don't want
the
to see them.
backtrack on the African brothers and sisters.
Keep
You
them
keep
there.
that over there.
Keep them. I don't want to see them.
You know what I think, Neddy?
Mhm.
My take on this whole matter is that they don't mind the other Africans that are here now,
Mhm.
but those ones who know about the human trafficking, because
Exactly.
they left
That's right.
during
Under
under
that.
the human trafficking,
That's right.
and the boat
Mhm.
didn't make it to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Right. Uh-huh.
Let's take them back, but then they realize, oh, wait,
Yes, they're
suppose
going
them-
to come and
suppose them
expose
16
us.
come and come back and talk.
Yeah, they're
They
going to
might come
expose
back and
us.
talk and
That's
tell the
right.
people who are really going down.
That's right. What
in
happened?
this
What really
whole
happened?
human trafficking
That's right. Situation here.
Yeah, it's like it's like on them. You know, they had the Freedom Train at the Freedom Express
That's
with
right, that's
Mr. Harriet Tubman.
Yeah,
To
Harriet.
get them from the south up to Canada.
That's right. Right. You know?
We have some sort of
On the
human
ground.
trafficking
Yeah.
on the ground.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
you're trafficking slaves or you're trafficking West Africans for the time being. And I believe that this government does not want
To be
those
exposed.
Africans to expose
They don't
how,
want to be exposed.
when, why, and who is involved.
That's right.
Because I believe this does not stop at those two men on that boat
That's right.
who captained that boat.
That's right.
It goes further up the chain
Of course.
of political
Of course,
leadership in
yeah.
Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah. I
So
want to
that-
believe that.
So Neddy, what I would say about this whole African thing is that at some point in time, I used to have a professor up at St. John's University. I did government and politics at St. John's University, Queens campus.
Okay.
His name was Arthur Balanzi.
Mm-hmm.
I took him for international relations or some government course, and he used to have a saying, Vere, whatever you do in international relations, keep out of other people's pasta. He was Italian. Keep out of other people's pasta. And he had another expression. When you invite the devil into paradise, you must pay a price.
That's right.
You
Make up your
understand?
mind for anything.
Make up your mind that you're going to see the
That's
worst
right,
of humanity.
anything.
Because on this small island where the Prime Minister promised full employment, even in his last budget speech, at some section of the budget speech, the Prime, remember we did it, we went over it,
yeah.
he was again promising full employment.
I don't know. For
Right?
How many years?
There's
he
so
promised
well.
that.
That's what they started off with because there was supposed to be so much stuff
Yeah.
going on with YIDA and YIDA was going to have
That's
so much
right.
jobs that we're going to have to actually send for other islands for people to come and get work.
Employment, water, and all that good
Everything
stuff.
was
We are
supposed
going
to be
get.
here. So
Eh?
at the end of the day, you don't have work for Antiguans. You don't have work for the other OECS nationals in Antigua. You don't have work for the greater region, the Guyanese, Santo Domingans,
Right.
Jamaicans. And now, to compound that, our
Right.
brilliant government, led by Gaston
Added
Browne,
thousands.
has said, let us keep people who came in here, wealthy tourists, who came in on a vacation, let us keep them in Antigua and Barbuda. You realize that they didn't have the money that they claimed they had. They're supposed to be wealthy tourists. But let us keep them in Antigua and Barbuda. This is poverty that we are not accustomed to. This is some sub-Saharan
Of
poverty.
course, that's right.
And
That's
they're
right.
very rich people in this
Society.
part
yeah.
of the world, you know, in sub-Saharan Africa. I know a lot of them. But these that came on these airplanes were not those. So we have the Antiguans, we have the very wealthy CIP and Antiguan passport holders. We have what they call since 2004 when I came home, our Caribbean brothers and sisters.
So they say.
And then we have the outer Caribbean brothers and sisters who have to get their work permit. And now we have those who will be undercutting those who had to get work permit and the menial jobs by accepting sub-Saharan wages,
That's right.
which not even the poor in that society can compete
You
with.
understand? For real.
And that is the way this government is building an economic powerhouse.
That's what it is, yeah?
Tell me
But
that
where anything that starts wrong has to end wrong.
Yeah.
And this whole episode of the Africans coming in started wrong.
Yeah.
We've been lied to and all that good stuff. So I don't expect anything different than what's really happening at this point in time. We have some that's really came and see what Antigua is made of and decide they don't want a part and they're running out of the place. Some of them made a fatal end and all that. We see what happened. But yeah, it started wrong.
It
They started that to lie to us and lie again.
It started dead wrong.
And it's going to end wrong. They need, as you gave them the solution earlier, send them back to the port where they left from to come here. Just send them back there. Because the law states that the first safe port that you get to, you may apply for refugee status. Isn't that what the law says here?
That is what I know the law say.
You understand? But these guys they decide to just do anything they feel like. They break the law. It's all right because they don't have to give explanation to the people who employ them.
Yeah.
And this is the whole issue with Antigua right now. You do things and you don't have to tell the people nothing. You do anything you want to do. It happened with the CIP money, and he got on the way. I heard him. Said he don't have to give any explanation about how he spent the CIP money. I heard him. With my own ears said he does not have to give no explanation to the people of how he spends the CIP money. You don't even have to tell them how much he makes.
That whole CIP thing, right?
Yeah.
The thing that really shows me how cynical and dishonest that the Labour Party leadership are is that when it was started under the United Progressive Party, right?
Yeah, they criticized.
And they said that the funds from the CIP will not go to the consolidated fund. There will be a separate fund. All of them, I remember they were kicking up saying, no, because there's not going to be any proper accounting. It has to be going to Treasury so that they can account. Don't you remember that?
Oh, you don't.
They all said that.
You remember Max saying passport for sale?
Yeah.
I
and
have
they
it on my
all
phone.
said this, and then when they got into power, it's now still the same
That's
separate
what it is. That's exactly what it
account
is.
where this
No
money goes
treasury
to.
business.
And every couple of the opposition asked them, how much money they, and they go on some half-ass sheet. This gone to some Rastafari and the Creekside, remember?
Yes, yes, I remember
and
that.
you wonder, okay, so you
This
went
one
to
even go to
Creekside,
social.
but why?
Uh,
And then they said, oh, we're going to get some money to go to social to back them up. And then the last one I remember, they said they had to get some money. Oh, what was it now? They said they're going to pay for the Alpha Nero. The boat that we are paying $28,000 a week, 75,000 EC dollars a week to maintain. That, don't worry, Antigua and Barbuda, that's not coming out of the consolidated fund.
Yeah.
That is CIP funds.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Eh? Can you imagine where? And it's supposed to be one set of money. All the money go to one place. Treasury is supposed to be.
Boy, the sad reality in
It's
Antigua
Antigua
and Barbuda.
people's money. It's
sad-
Antigua
the
people's
sad-
sovereign article they're selling.
The sad reality in Antigua and Barbuda. I don't know what
Whoa.
to say about this nonsense. It is a crying shame what is happening in this
Absolutely.
country.
Absolutely.
It is a situation where Antigua and Barbudans, I don't even know if that last election was very positive, but it was short.
Yes, certainly was.
There's 5 years left to the next election.
One coming.
I don't think we have to wait.
I don't
5
think we
years.
should wait. Under
I
the
don't think
circumstances,
Antigua and Barbuda people have that
Yeah.
luxury to wait to get rid of this government.
No way.
There
No
needs
way.
to be mass protests.
Yeah.
There need to be people lying down in the streets. There
Of
need
course.
to be people
Of course.
standing up for Antigua and Barbuda.
Go
Even if
day
Antigua and
after
Barbuda stand
day.
up for your family,
Got to.
your loved
Stand up
ones,
for
your
your right.
neighborhood,
Stand
your
up for your
friends.
right. That's
Stand
right.
up for your rights.
They're not.
And let
That's
them
it,
know
people
that Antigua and Barbuda is not beholden on to Gaston Browne, his family, or the ABLP.
That's true. That's true.
That is the long and short of the story.
You know, Antigua people behave like they have no rights at all.
Boy, listen.
They stand up for nothing. It's like, well, you know the boys, you know how the fellas behave. What fellas behave? I give you a job, you start call you fellas. What fellas what? I give you a job. You're supposed to go and show up to work and do the job that I give you to do. You know, you came to me just before the election and you begged me for the job. You say, I can do it. You
Yeah.
came with your resume. You say, I was there and blah, 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 and you say all these good things. Okay, I decide to go and say, all right, I'm going to hire this guy. And then when he gets there, it's some completely different. It's not making no sense to me, Vere.
Boy.
And the people just roll with it. How can you do that? What kind of people we have
Hey,
here?
Aldine, what's up, man? Aldine saying good afternoon, Uncle and Lionel. Hey, Aldine, what's up, man? I hope everything's going
good
well
to
with you,
hear
man.
from you,
Don't
good
worry
to hear
about
from
me.
you.
Hey, one thing about the pumpkin scanner, when you hear we get bang off a poor boy, oh boy,
I
hey,
feel it for you,
boy,
man.
the pumpkin squad,
I
right?
feel it for you.
Boy, you say you have to lie down or something.
You better believe that, because we don't know what the heck is that. This is good answers, man.
When we tell them that we get bang off and go in there, they say, boy, my head start to hurt me.
Let me tell you,
But you see what happened? I was feeling bad too, but then last night, about 2 o'clock, if me fall asleep last night, I watched Golden State Warriors last night, right? And boy, Golden State, I just play bad. They might get licks on their
Golden
own,
State, with Barry T.
on their own court. They might
What
get
do you
licks
say?
by the Sacramento Kings.
Ooh.
So we turn off the light and we just listen. We can't take on this here right now. With that, when we get the blows in court on Thursday,
Yeah, understand.
and Golden State, they
Yeah,
get
go
licks.
and sleep.
Let me go sleep, boy.
I can
Sometimes you wake up, boy, look on my boy, say, nah, all right. I say, you know, I don't really want to reach a judge because that woman got upset me, the judge got upset me, you know. But nobody come and tell me what you think about this section.
And you can't reply.
read,
So,
for me
may as
claim,
well read it.
For me claim, I'm going to read nothing yet.
That's right.
So I say, boy, 2 o'clock, I say, let me just read it. I know, I'm trying to highlight it and all, X section, you know, and write
Different
down. I say,
parts
no.
of
Let me just get through this judgment. Let me just
I hear you.
get it over. So
Hear
at
what
least,
this
when anybody
Robert
asks
had
me
to
anything,
say.
at least I can say, yes,
You
I
can
saw that part.
respond positively.
I read the first page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read the second, say, what? I said, Judge, I said, Lord, thank you, Jesus.
I hear you, man.
You have very good ground to appeal right there.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And Pumpkin Squad was right there for me, boy. They're just so supportive, ladies. I love you all, right?
Very much so.
I just hang in there because, as we say, wet your hand away from me, the best is yet to come.
Oh, yes.
You know?
better believe that. They thought it was the end, but it's just the beginning, my
Yeah.
friend.
I saw
Uh-huh.
in the paper today, or yesterday, the Prime Minister is saying they're going to have to tighten the restrictions on West Africans coming to Antigua.
Look there. You see you?
The
I think you go so?
The Prime Minister is in a. I didn't even listen. I so busy today, right? Getting
I think it really goes
cook
like
some
that,
fish
yeah.
today, me cut me here, me deal with my
You do the
boys, get
necessary
the
things.
podcast up and running. Still writing out some of the points of the from appeal, just rough drafting them and so on, and referring to the witness statements, the cross examination, the judgment itself. And I see something come up on my phone that the Prime Minister is saying they're going to have to restrict access to Antigua of West Africans, our cousins.
They said.
Wasn't that what I was saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I
Since
heard
the
right
end of
here.
last year, people were coming, oh, Vere so hard, oh, this
Yeah,
is your
you
grace,
love your
this
people,
you
you
love your
love
people,
this.
and that you,
No, you realize.
after Balanzi, my professor at St. John's University said, when you invite the devil into paradise, you will pay a price.
Make
Now,
up your
not
mind.
to say that all Africans are devil, there's
No.
some sweethearts there,
Of course.
but
But
this is
you
a bad
know.
batch.
You know.
And even with the Europeans and so on, when you invite the devil
Any
into
one
Paris,
of them.
you're going to pay the price.
That's right.
And we are paying a heavy price in
Make up your
Antigua.
mind.
Some of us realize it, a lot of us aren't even aware
That's right.
of what is happening in this country,
Yeah.
where anybody can purchase a passport and say that they are Antiguans. No, you're given access to, it was 1,000, then
country,
we heard
man.
they got to 600, and it's 400. They don't even know how much Antiguans in Antigua and Barbuda. But whoever here, it's not even Africans now. Because the permit say Bangladeshi,
Yeah.
Kenyans,
Yeah, kinda.
Sierra Leoneans, Ghanaians.
That's right.
And you wonder
Everyone from
what the
Bangladesh.
hell going on in this country. What could ever go on to make this so normal in a country that is,
I understand.
it's
yeah.
not sub-Saharan Africa poor,
Yeah.
but we are a poor country.
Yeah. This man does not listen. He doesn't listen at all.
We said that, I said that
Yeah, he
last
doesn't listen.
year.
When they came up and they start talking about the vigorous campaigning to get our passport sold and all that, it was said to him that it's going to hamper the traveling of the indigenous of this land.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, Canada came up and said, hey, this can't work.
Not the...
And the hampering began. You
And the
understand?
visa restrictions
Visa-
came in
that's
with
right.
that.
Yeah,
We
and a
heard-
country that we used to be able to just travel to and relax and get a different fresh air, and so
Yeah,
we can't
yeah.
do that anymore.
I remember during the start of the Ukrainian war that
Mm.
there were even concerns of Russians or people coming from that area of the world, and the Europeans and all were saying, well, it's war footing now.
Mhm.
So these sort of carte blanche, you buy a passport
And
then you can come into the
Yeah, the
airports and
country,
on
yeah.
without any visa. That is going to end.
That's
It
right.
has not happened. I am waiting for that foot to drop.
Mhm.
And maybe or maybe not, that will make the Antigua and Barbuda people understand what is at stake.
Yeah, the damage has already been done.
That's it. When you invite the devil into Paris, you have to pay the price.
Make up
It's
your
not a
mind.
matter that, oh,
Make up your mind,
no,
Brenton.
we see the wrong and we're going to take the devil and send him back.
No, that's not
You
possible.
done do the
Done
damage,
gone
you
south.
done gone south.
You understand?
Situation
so?
done gone south.
That's right.
So you have to wonder
Mhm.
what are Antiguan people thinking now that they have unfortunately elected this corrupt government back into power,
Mhm.
and at this point in time we have 5 long years
To wait.
before they can do anything.
Wait it out. Or,
In that period of time
uh-huh.
they're going to have problems
Mhm. Unless we call
because I don't see this world getting any better
it.
economically.
No.
You're hearing about a recession again from the United States of America. You're hearing about this war is not getting better in the
No.
sense it's less conflict.
That's right.
They
it's
are going to launch a counter-offensive at some
Of
point in time
course,
this
yes,
summer.
Yes.
And the
yes.
nature
Oh,
of the
that
Russians,
government.
they are very aggressive people.
They are not
They are
back
going
off.
to respond.
Yes, they're not
You
going
know,
back off.
even that at St. John's University, Professor Levinas, they were talking about the Russians even then. And they were even asking why are the Russians so aggressive.
Mhm.
Professor Levinas, he did not say it was his own opinion, but he said there are opinions that, you know, that they wrap them up in their little babushka or whatever,
Yes,
little cloth,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they wrap them up on the hand and get down. They said that is maybe one of the reasons that at the early age of birth, we are usually have our hands out and not restricted as such.
That's
And they
right,
just
yeah.
kept in a little egg,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
little
good.
ball.
Yeah, yeah,
And
good.
that
Uh.
as their cultural way of restraining their children. Remember, it's not only clothing that is, that is a
Uh.
form of restraint.
Yes,
certain things.
yes,
So they
yes, it's a
restrain,
method of-
restrain the children and
Yeah.
wrapping them up like in a little
Yeah,
ball.
that's right,
That
and
may be one of the reasons why the
Bring them
Russians
up
are
like
so
that.
aggressive.
That's right, to bring them up like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
No, you talk about, you just mentioned that the economics of the world is not going to get any better
Yeah.
and all that, so you can imagine. But yeah, we created a new industry in Antigua,
What's that?
the marijuana industry to supply for medical purposes. You remember that was said in Parliament, yeah?
I remember that it was such a good thing that remember when we were campaigning
Yeah.
and we went to the Rasta. I was so happy just getting a split.
Yeah, don't you understand?
Before I die, we up in Radio Range and somebody said, before I die, I used to have to hide my split. I just want to smoke my split in peace.
You can
Whatever
imagine
happened after that
I
happened.
don't give a damn.
And then,
But yeah.
you remember we went to the botanical gardens.
That's right,
And
that's
we
right.
met with them. And we told them, you make sure that you safeguard your generation.
That's right.
You go in there and make sure you all
did.
get marijuana licenses.
That's right.
You have how many tribes out there? You all need to get at least 7 licenses for 7 tribes. And you all can improve the lot of your generation.
You better believe that as time goes on. That's
Yeah.
right, we told them.
We
No.
told them, a whole ton of them go
Look
on
at
just
that.
for the liquor.
Yeah, that's a poetry. But yeah, what I want to say here is that, how many countries are making billions from this marijuana industry right now?
Yeah.
And Master showed Antigua people how to create the industry, because the sugarcane industry that so much sugarcane left here and went up into England or sugar whatever to be granulated and sent back here.
Yeah.
You understand? They make endless money. And you're telling me that we can't put an industry together that can make tons of money because you don't want the local man to benefit from it? It appears as where
Yeah.
you're saying that a man has to pay nearly $200,000 to get a license to be part of an industry in his own country. Where what is really going on here? It's not making no sense. Then in America, where they give you the house, not that you pay. They give you the area. As long as you just say that you want to be a part of it, and they give you the area, they give you the seat, they give you everything there.
Yeah.
You understand? When the monies that you already paid, that they put into it, are being made back and they get it back. It's all yours.
Yeah.
Whatever they put together, it's all yours, Vere.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the industry is being created.
Got you.
And you were saying the sugarcane, you know how many people send their children to school from sugarcane in their backyard, Vere?
Yeah.
Master didn't say you can only plant four sugarcane trees. Master said plant up your tree. So Master deal with us better than these guys are dealing with us, Vere. This is crazy stuff. We're not making nothing.
Yeah.
You have
Four plants. And the marijuana plant, as you know, it doesn't live very
No.
long. It's just at that one time.
come and
really.
go, they're dead and come and go.
I
So-
find the
so
marijuana part is like a bee. You know, it's just a one time
One
brick.
shot.
It's not like a jack span as we say,
No,
like a wasp.
no.
You can sting over and sting over again.
No,
This
one
is
shot.
you plant your marijuana tree.
Yeah,
and
when
for
you're
four,
done-
4 or 5 years, you still had a one.
No, you don't have that luxury,
I
Vere.
didn't know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that before.
Yeah, but probably he didn't know that when they talk about 4 trees. They don't know nothing about marijuana. You know how
That
many?
4 trees finished so far.
You know how many-
You have to have about 20 trees now to have a constant supply.
That's right.
Don't
What-
you know.
That's right. You constant.
But by the time you done plant one
And reap that
and the lick thing, you know how long that they take?
for
And
you
lick it with the
replant.
sun, and you plant another one coming up, and you plant another one, and if you plant 4 at a time, all end dead off, so you don't have nothing else.
Nothing.
for
You
until
start
them
again. You start again where it's not making no sense. No, their benefit. You know how much posting I've been posting about marijuana for the years and top years, all coming through St. John's Development, and I'm posting there. And when I could see that they are the one that benefiting now from the things that I used to say, I just say, boy, these guys are real parasites. They are, because I can't imagine that they were never for it. They were never for the marijuana. Yeah. And when they realize that, states in the United States are making billions and all that, they jump in, but not to do it the right way. They jump in that they and their people make all the money from that project.
Yeah.
This is not an industry for Antigua. It is not an industry. Industry does that one. As I said, Master showed them how. Sugarcane was an industry. And
Yeah.
Master show you how the people can benefit. And I think the Master would be more hostile than these guys here. But it's not so.
It's not so.
The hostility is coming from this end. Your own people there.
Why,
Your own people.
Neddy, I
They
hear
need
you.
to stop, man. They need
I concur with you.
they need to get it right.
It is a sad
So
circumstance.
we
that
can't make the money from marijuana, and all them different countries will make all kind of tons of money, and we can't make none. We the people can't make none,
Yeah.
but they that put the loyalty effect, they're making theirs.
Yep.
They're making theirs. Yeah.
Boy, Neddy,
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Mm.
That 5 years is a long time to wait for anything.
Oh yeah, man. We need to.
And why wait for more
Mm.
destruction, for
Mhm.
more doom and gloom?
Mhm.
We need to picket, we need to march, we need to mobilize, we need
That's
more
right.
people to speak out.
Yeah.
Up now, hey, we didn't even get nobody calling. Where your buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. And I told him, touch base.
See, he's supposed to call it on the program, but he wasn't
I
fine.
don't know. Hear you. No, yeah, it's a sad. It's really sad to know that this is the way that we are going.
Mm.
And there's nothing that we can do. As I said, 5 years, and in 5 years, all
What-
kind of
what
things
will be
can
left?
happen. Yeah,
What will be
all
left?
kind of things can happen.
In
So I
5
don't
years'
know.
time, what will be left?
Nothing will be left for us. All kind of things. They'll take everything now. So, the people are for it. See, they put us back there. They're for it. So
Yeah.
let's just take it now.
And the status
All-
quo continues.
All is
Status
mine.
quo
All is
continues.
mine.
Neddy,
I
I'm
don't
gonna sign off at this point in time.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
we've
We have
touched
touched the
on
areas.
issues.
The areas.
I would
that
just like my supporters, the pumpkin squads, the members of the True Labour Party,
Mhm.
family members, members of the bar who call showing their concern,
Yeah.
well wishers,
Yep.
the die-hard True Labour people that no matter what
Mm-hmm.
in our bunch.
That's right. Those are
Don't
the-
worry about me. What I would ask you to do concerning my legal matters is to say a prayer and to just continue to give me
the support
the
That's
support
right.
that you have been giving
That's
for
right.
so long
over the years.
over the years. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
time will tell how this matter plays out. But I felt better after reading the judgment
And see all
than
the-
before. When I didn't read it, you're like, what
That's
the
fine.
hell? You're like, a bomb just dropping in your lap. But after reading the job, then you got to pull the judge back from
That's
certain statements. I believe that is the appeal. You can only go so far in saying this and that.
Yeah.
This is what was really determined,
That's
and
right.
everything is just superfluous and not required
That's right.
in a
I hear.
judgment.
That's right.
So, without saying anything further, my team is working
I hear.
hard, and it will come off. You know, I look at it like a matter of like it's been always hard to get justice in Antigua, and I always remember
Yeah.
my father. I meant it before I left. Vere Jr. was in his chambers on Long Street to the east of CTD. They had another office. Taffy Bofton came in, asked where his lawyer was, took the gun out of his bag, fired a shot at my father. Luckily, my father dodged the first one going down in his seat, and it blew out the back of the chair. When he was coming up out the chair, he caught him in his chin. Right? My uncle Curtis heard the gun, who was outside, heard the gun
The
go
shot
up,
fired.
came in the room, thank God, because Taffy was going to finish off my old man. Wrestled with Taffy Bofton on the floor. A third bullet went off. The third bullet hit Taffy Bofton in his arm.
Oh, okay. Shot him down.
The ambulance came. The ambulance took Taffy Bofton to the hospital. My father was bleeding profusely from the chin. Had to get an ordinary car to drive him to